تسهل العاديات معلنة قدومه فيقبل مشتاقا عاشقا ليكشف سر التميز. من هنا من بلو ستيبلز لقاؤنا مع مايك دي كوك وموعد مع التاريخ. يعتبر مايك دي كوك واحدا من أعظم مدربي الخيول في جنوب إفريقيا. هو الرجل الذي لفت انتباه الجميع إلى رياضة سباقات الخيل في ذلك الجزء القصي من العالم ووجود نوعية من أفضل خيول السباق فيه. ولعل الأمر المثير للدهشة أن مايك دي كوك لم ينحدر من خلفية لها علاقة بسباقات الخيل، ولكنه كان يحلم في صباه بأن يصبح مدربا ويطوف العالم، وهو الحلم الذي تحقق له. فقد نشأ في منطقة قريبة من مضمار نيو ماركت القديم في مدينة ألبرتون في جنوب إفريقيا، ومن أجل تكوين قاعدة للمعرفة التحق بالوحدة الفروسية في قوة دفاع جنوب أفريقيا في عمر 18، وقد قضى عامان في الخدمة يعتبرهما البذرة الصالحة التي شكلت ملامح نجاحه في تجهيز الخيول. Mike D. Cook, good morning. Thank you for having us here today in Blue Stable. And we will take this chance to ask you as many questions as we can. Let's go back to the beginnings. If you can take us back to the beginnings and know more about your story with the horses. Where did that?
Well, firstly, I came to Dubai in 2003 with 5 horses. And there was a horse called Victory Moon and Ipitombi, who both won on World Cup night. But I mean, then at that stage, we didn't know how good they were, what they were. They were very good in South Africa. Certainly, Ipitombi she was a champion in South Africa.
Exactly, yeah.
And we needed to see how good she was in the rest of the world. So we brought her, fortunately. They hadn't started the carnival yet, funny enough, but there was international racing. And there was the international quarantine that they started. So we thought we'd give that a try, and it was very successful.
Great. You start talking about Dubai World Cup, but I want to know about you and the horses. Is it something that you start from the beginning, from when you were like a little boy, or something you like and it's come with you? Where did this relationship start?
Well, I was always interested in horses. I liked horses. And then when I was a young man in South Africa, we used to go to the military for 2 years. And I went to the equestrian center of the horses for 2 years in the military. So, and then I used to train endurance horses and have horses fit for combat. So that was the background. And then when I came out, I was very interested in racing. And it just started from there.
أما دبي فإنها تمثل بالنسبة للمدرب مايك دي كوك موطنه الثاني، وحقق فيها ما لم يحققه مدرب آخر قادم من خارج الدولة. يعتقد مايك دي كوك أن حضوره للمشاركة في كرنفال كأس دبي العالمي يأتي من قناعته بأن كل شيء هنا يستحق الاحترام، حتى من الجوانب المادية التي تستطيع من خلالها أن تغطي جميع خسائرك وتحقق أرباحاً إذا تمكنت من الفوز بسباق واحد من سباقات الكرنفال العاشر. And what about Dubai races or UAE races? Do you think the UAE partners, they attract Mike D. Cook, or Mike D. Cook and the name of Mike D. Cook attracted the partners, UAE partners?
When you say partners, you're talking about clients?
Yes, the clients.
Like Sheikh Mohammed and Sheikh, and Sheikh Hamdam. Yes, I think my success here helped me to attract their patronage, that's for sure. I mean, they're 2 wonderful men to train for, as you know, and I'm very lucky to have received their support and their patronage.
And how do you choose the horses for UAE races specifically?
You know, it's like how long is a piece of string. It's not easy. You know, at the end of the day, you're trying to source excellence. It's changed a lot from dirt with a tapita. It's different horses, so it's different selection criteria. You know, basically on ability, whether they'll deal with dirt or not. Pedigree makes a difference sometimes. Sourcing horses from America and South America for the dirt, South Africa, Europe for the grass. There's many facets to it. You know, it's not something. Even now we're thinking about next year. You know, before we've had the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's not something that you hope just falls in your lap.
And in your opinion, your experience as a trainer, what's the winning equivalent? How you be a winner? Is it something depend on the horse? It's depending on the trainer, or in different situation?
Well, there's a number of factors that have got to come together for winning, I think. And number one is to have a horse with the ability and the desire to want to run and want to win. And then it's up to us as the trainer stroke coach to get that ability out of them. You know, you're responsible for their fitness and well-being. And if you can get them to run to the best of their ability, or even better if you can, that's the responsibility. That's your job. You know, that's job done.
Let's remember together Grand Imperium in 2005. He gave you the first Godolphin Mile title. How do you remember that horse?
Yeah, he was quite a good horse in South Africa, racing on turf mainly. He had a pedigree which would suggest, and a style of racing which would suggest that he had a chance on dirt. And he was owned by a man called Kenny Geermoy at the time, and he had done well in the carnival. And then the then late Sheikh Rashid approached me to buy the horse, which he did, and he duly won for him on World Cup night, which was nice.
وبحكم توجهه العالمي فإن مايك دي كوك كان يبدأ كبيرا في أي مكان يذهب إليه، ثم يواصل الأداء القوي من خلال تحسين نتائجه يوما بعد يوم خلال 24 عاما من الطوفان حول العالم. وقد تمكن في عام 2013 أن يحقق 164 فوزا عبر المضامير المختلفة. ولعل من أهم المعالم على طريق دي كوك احتفاله مؤخرا بتحقيق 3000 انتصار في سباقات الجروب في مضمار شاتين في هونغ كونغ.
So many years with the horses and many achievements. Who's the best horses to you as a trainer? Who's your favorite horse?
I still Epitombe. Epitombe is the one that got me here.
Yeah, it's a beginning.
She's the beginning, and she was very successful. She was a true champion, you know, and she was a darling of the turf. People embraced her.
Where is she now?
She's retired at stud in America.
Great. So, and of course, let's talk about California Chrome 2016, great success. We all saw that. Did you saw that achievement last year?
Yes, well, we actually ran second to him, which I thought was a massive achievement in itself. But he was a super horse, California Chrome, and you know, he showed it by winning. He's won, you know, just about everything there is to win in America, and of course, the World Cup. And the way he won the World Cup to me was, which what made it so impressive.
And what about today? What about this year? Your preparation for this year, the horses. How do you read the competition this year? What's
well, this year it's very simple. I think everybody's racing for second place.
Yeah.
With Arrogate coming, he's even better than California Chrome, and California Chrome was a superstar. So. We all the other horses are running for second place, is the way I see things.
So after all these years, what's the main achievement that you're really proud of? You think that was the greatest achievement in your
I can't, I don't really look at it, I don't look at it as one achievement, as to try and single out one event is,
Yes.
It's almost impossible. I think the number of wins I've had on World Cup night, a combination of such have been sort of my greatest achievements.
Honor Devil was one of the great horses that you have. Why we didn't see him here in Dubai?
Honor Devil, yeah, he won the Derby and then we sent him to America to race. He was very temperamental and we couldn't get him back here. He wouldn't travel. He was just too mad.
Oh, really?
So unfortunately he stayed in America and that's where he died, yeah.
Okay. So that answer took me to a whole new aspect. How can the trainer work according to the ability of the horse, to the wishes of the horse? Are you really doing that?
Well, in a way, you've got your system and method of training.
Yes.
Which you adapt to the individual. I mean, it's not an exact science. I think it's more of an art form than it is a science.
And what's your method in training? You get me to that question. You were talking about the methods. What's?
As I said to you, there is no one specific method.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you as a trainer are responsible for the horse's fitness, his well-being.
Yeah.
You have to adjust your thinking to suit each horse because it's like training 10 people.
Yeah.
Every single one's an individual. Everyone is different. Everyone eats differently. Everyone trains differently. Everyone has a different mindset. And I think as a trainer, it's being open-minded and identifying that each individual. I mean, you have a shell of the way you'd like to work around, but you need to change it for every individual.
Mike, how do you choose the horses? Do you think that you can see the unique in each horse just by your experience, or you need to know more about the history of the horse?
I think with experience over the years, you do learn a lot about horses when you're working with them every day. But again, you also rely on what the input from other people, the grooms, the people that ride them, your assistant trainers. Everybody's got. You should listen to everybody about a horse, in my opinion. I think you never know, because it's sometimes the very small things that make the big differences.
Has that happened to you? Small things make a big difference for you?
Always, with...
Any story?
Or with horses. No, not specific stories, but with horses, it's the small things that make the big differences, that's for sure.
Yeah, great.
Because at the end of the day, they can run for 2 minutes and then there's a photo finish to separate them. If you can get that extra little bit out of them.
And what did you learn from living with horses, you, in a personal way?
Well, as I said to you, I started off with 2 years in the army, and then I started with a trainer, Ormond Ferraris, when I came out of the military, and I worked for him for a couple of years. And from there on, I moved to another trainer, Robbie Sage, and then I worked for a trainer called Ricky Howard Ginsberg, and he died when he was very young. He was 44. I was 24 at the time, and then I took over.
So, did the horses change you in any way? Change your personality, change your...
Not really. I think I've been better off for having worked with them. I think people change you more than horses do.
Do you attach to your horses, or you have like this boundary just to save yourself?
No, I mean, certain horses get under your skin more than others,
Yeah.
So you definitely... I'm not so sure as becoming attached. It's that you feel a relationship with them maybe, but certain more than others.
And also after this years, what's your dreams? Any more achievements? Any more hopes that you're working on?
Look, I think in racing you can always strive to have dreams and goals, but it's impossible to reach them all. So there's always, you know, when you reach one goal, there's always another one.
Yeah.
It's like, I think in racing you can never really get to the top of the mountain because there's always going to be another peak higher with a lot of cloud around it. So, you know, the goal is really just to keep achieving and, you know, make sure that my son goes on to reach his dreams one day.
We as a race lovers, we just saw the things like 5 or 10 minutes during the race, but we don't know many more about what's behind the scenes. What's behind the scenes really to create all that great events, to create the champions?
Well, it's basically the training, you know, the taking care of the animal, firstly finding him at a yearling sale or, you know, buying him from breeze up sales or from you know, other trainers or wherever. And then the preparation, it's everything that goes into feeding, grooming, his health, his fitness. I mean, it's, you know, you could talk all day on it, but it's the same as compared with human athletes. There's no difference. It's like taking care of human athletes.
Great. And any advice, any like a recipe, success recipe from your side?
Not really, but the most important thing is to keep your feet in the ground and, you know, just remain humble and remember that it's these great animals that get us here. And it's not because of us, it's because of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, as I say, you know, just basically keep your feet in the ground and appreciate every win that you get.
وحيث أنه لم يكن هنالك أي شك في مهارات مايك دي كوك كمدرب متميز، فإنه يمثل أيضا ظاهرة مدهشة من خلال الإنجازات التي حققها، ليس فقط للشعار الذي يمثله، بل يتمثل أيضا في قدراته على اختيار عناصر تمتاز بالكفاءة العالية من المساعدين والمستشارين والمهنيين وعمال المناولة. وبالتالي فقد أصبح مايك دي كوك ليس مجرد مدرب للخيول، وإنما تحول إلى شخصية عالمية وسفير لصناعة الخيل فيما وراء البحار.
What's after Dubai World Cup?
I returned to South Africa. Well, I go to Australia first to buy some young horses there. Both Sheikh Hamdam and Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa have been very supportive in buying horses down in Australia. So we go down there and buy a few. And then back to South Africa where we have quite a big season on.
Yes. And when do you going to choose the new horses for the new season? Or you did already?
We're already looking.
Okay.
We haven't chosen yet, but we're always looking. We're always looking.
Great.
You can never rest on your laurels. You've got to keep finding new bloodstock.
Great. Thank you again for having here today, and I wish you all the best.
Pleasure.
We'll follow you, of course, on the big day, and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike.
Pleasure.
تتجه الأنظار محملة بالأحلام إلى ذلك المضمار، إلى سباق يحمل معه حلم كل عاشق للخيل، سباق تتنافس فيه القلوب بعيون تتجه إلى الكأس.